not sure people understand what they're talking about when they say to forgive them for yourself. What they're talking about is that human beings have a tendency to hold negativity, like, how could I be so stupid to allow this? And so, what they're talking about when they're talking about forgiving them so that you can to forgive yourself is that accepting that humanity is what it is, that you do hope for things, that you do see the positive in things, and that that can in fact lead to bad situations when we don't know all of the information in it, and that doesn't make us a dumb person. And part of letting go is letting go of expectation of you having information or acting a way that you didn't act to avoid feelings that you end up experiencing that you don't want to experience. Part of experiencing these experiences are important because when you have the opposite of that, it holds even more value. The problem is people are so uneasy by these feelings and so uncomfortable and try to avoid them so much rather than sit in them that they don't ever let themselves get to the next step. They protect themselves from ever getting that hurt again, which means that they don't ever get to experience the opposite side of it. So people are so blocked off that they only got to experience that negative part and they're not getting to reap the benefits of that other side, getting to see how much more magnificent good is once you've experienced the negative, once you've had that mismatch that you poured all your love into, that it didn't work out and you got so scarred and so hurt. Because the next time around, you're going to look for the right things. You got in that relationship or that friendship or whatever, you got in those dynamics and allowed those dynamics because you didn't have understanding, you didn't know things. And through that experience, you learned those things. And now you can recalculate the formula again and venture and risk it again. And with the recalculation, because if you don't do the recalculation, if you don't sit with the feelings and you don't actually process and understand what things you were going for that you don't actually have a tolerance for in reality, that it was something fantasy wise that you thought you would enjoy, but you don't actually enjoy it in reality. When you recalibrate those things, then you end up finding what your soul actually wants and not what society has convinced you that you think you want, because your first go around with heartache and hurt with your friends and all of these things, it's because you did not follow your soul. You followed the programming that society told you was the formula. That we're seeing is not the formula. The formula is listening to your own soul, figuring your soul out. What is your soul screaming for? And if that makes sense, it makes sense. And if it don't, I'm a crazy. I don't care.